Hello everyone, welcome back to another HP Gaming GameLINK video. My name is Matt and today we're going to be taking a look at the 1 to 6 player game Maximum Apocalypse. Now this is a 1 to 6 player game. It was on Kickstarter. It's by Manor Games. Plays in about 45 to 90 minutes and I'm really excited to see how it goes. It's a bit of a tile laying game when you've got survivors, different decks and things. Now, I love a good apocalypse as much as the next person. This one's always intrigued me and I don't know, some people have said it's not so great, some people have said it's actually fantastic. So I'm really interested to see not just what's in the box, but also, get a little bit more information about how it all sort of plays. Plus, I love a good solo experience as well. I think they're fantastic. And I think there's a lot more story-driven campaigning that can happen when you have a solo gameplay experience. Arkham Horror LCG, for example. Plastic, of course, goes on the floor. Look, let's get in here and have a look. This is Maximum Apocalypse, as I said, a game by Gnade, and we're going to see what's in the box. So first of all, the box is not your standard box size. Lots of cards obviously involved here. You've got... Ooh, this looks interesting. Now this looks like it's an event, a player deck or game decks. So you have different things for food and different other resources, etc. That obviously sits to the side of the play area, and then you lay out your tiles to set up the map of the scenario you're playing. Now in the box, I believe there's 4 different apocalypses that you can try, multiple apocalypses, there you go. 4 different apocalypses that you can try and take on, and I believe there's 5 or 6 different survivors that you can play as. So that obviously will mix up the gameplay depending on the survivor you choose, but I'm sure we'll get to those guys in a moment. So let's put this just up over here. Now, Punchouts. I do love a good Punch-Out. Let's see what we've got here. We've got obviously some wound markers, it looks like here, or damage counters, some quarantine or apocalyptic or hazard counters, star markers there. It looks like got some player standees as well. Oh, lots more wound counters on the side there. Wow. All right, let's see. Open that one up. Plastic on the floor because, and we have 2 different boards here. So it looks like we've got, I'll show you if I can get them up there. These are 2 different survivor, 2 sets of survivors, so 6 altogether. And obviously they have their own individual decks and things as well. The tokens on the punch board, let's punch out a 10. They're actually pretty thin. I would have thought they would have been a little bit more durable for what the game retails for, but hey look, beggars can't be choosers. The standees, let's get the gunslinger out, and then we'll leave all the rest of the tokens. The actual thickness is not huge, not as thick as some other ones we know of and love, but at the same time, they look pretty durable. They've got a nice matte finish, which means they don't shine everywhere, which is good too. The rule book, it's very tiny. Hopefully it's a bit easy. It looks easy enough to understand. The text and the font size is quite large. I wonder why they've done that. I think it's because they'd avoided them having, a long version that they would have to put over the top of everything. And again, folks, my apologies if I go too fast. I've got a very limited amount of time to try and shoot as much content as possible at the moment, so you'll have to bear with me. Now we've got here what looks like different apocalyptic problems, apocalyptic nightmares that you will need to face. And one of the standard ones for the apocalypse, hey look, everyone loves a good zombie apocalypse. We've got zombies, we've got mutants, aliens, which is always nice. Robots, yes, Skynet is real. Fireman is an apocalypse. Hunters, surgeon. These must be for your different decks. Veteran and his dog. Oh, I want to play as the veteran and the dog. That's awesome. Get a dog to do all the dirty work. And it looks like they're just extra cards for decks and discards and things as well. So it looks like you've got different placeholders or player markers for who you're playing as. That's cool. And look at all this stuff in here. It's like a massive deck builder, but sort of not really, because it's not actually a deck building game as such. And what have we got here? Oh, we've got heaps of counters. We've got dice, and more dice. My gosh, we've got heaps of stuff in here. So counters. Extra baggies for storage. Thumbs up if you're a game developer out there and you don't put in baggies for components that you have to punch out of stuff. You are doing it wrong. please make sure you pop those in. The silica gel, I'm going to open some of these baggies. The silica gel we can probably throw away. It says do not eat, so good advice there. Oh, I'm dropping components on the floor. So this looks like they are ammo counters. I really did not want to take out heaps of those, but that's okay. Yeah, I love this. Okay, so this must correspond to these. So obviously blue is ammunition, green must be something else, and red must be food or fuel or something. They're cool. The quality of these is much nicer than these. I'm not quite sure why they didn't just do, maybe there was an upgrade with the Kickstarter where you could upgrade the components, but they're awesome. They're very cool. So they must be ammunition. The monster tokens I'm going to show you, they look sick too, and you may have already seen them. There's two different styles of die here, and it looks like, from what I understand, there's the dice to roll and move, which are your standard size D6s, which are these ones here, pretty straightforward. But then you've got the smaller D6s, which are your health counters and your hunger counters. So obviously, as you're trying to survive in the wasteland, you actually move down the pips based on how much strength you have, I guess, for lack of a better term. No, we'll do those last. Let's do the fuel tokens. These are cool too. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm excited. I'm going to get in there. If I can get a playthrough done during the week, I will upload the crap out of that. Excuse my language. So these ones are actually, it looks like are they screen printed or are they etched in? No, they're etched in. That's sick. That's awesome. So not only are they a red die cut wood token, but if you probably can't see it on the video, but the actual markings of the fuel canister and the handle, they're actually cut into the wood. Someone's had to do that. I mean, probably a machine's done it, but still, that's awesome. It looks fantastic. And it adds just I'm such a tactile person. I like things you can touch, hold, feel, that sort of stuff, particularly when you're gaming, because it helps with the immersion of the experience. That is bloody amazing. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Oh, gosh. And if that's true of those, we've also got these little guys, which look like they're enemy markers. Yes! So the enemy markers are little, like, zombie dude heads, like that, which is great. But they've actually got etchings as well. That's all been etched in. It's just fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this, and I haven't really got into the guts of it yet, but that's okay. Don't count your chickens, I suppose. Cards galore. Let's see what we've got here. These look like they're map tiles. There's a ton of map tiles in the game. Yeah, so from what I understand, you have a look at the map requirements, so it might be a 4x4 grid or whatever the case may be. You have to put out your van, which is what you arrive in and escape from, which is obviously this one here. And then you shuffle up the rest of the tiles, unless there's other specific requirements you need for the mission. But then you just deal them out to form the grid, and you don't know what's going to be there. Every game is going to be different. So this is obviously the prison, for example, which is going to probably be some nasties in there. But then you've got other things like the graveyard. Now that's going to be a fantastic location to search and probably encounter many, many enemies. But look at how many tiles there are. How much customization you've got. I mean, even the Fallout game, board game, which is the licensed Fallout game with Fantasy Flight, has, I guess, 20 tiles total. Yes, they're bigger hex tiles and you can arrange the board, but not a lot of replayability there. Whereas here, that's going to give you a lot of replayability and a lot of yield at a much more attractive price point, I will say as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Fallout board game is awesome. We've done an unboxing of it. Check it out. But at the same time, I just think, I don't know, I just like the idea of sitting up late at night, everyone else has gone to bed, and exploring an apocalypse wasteland because I can. And having that as an option and the replayability factor, that's awesome. I like that. All right, so let's have a look here. Looks like we've got some enemy decks here. Looks like there's some other bits and pieces to include. Scenario decks, scavenging decks. Looks like they're secrets you search for. Oh, mechanic character decks. Maybe we'll save those to last. Oh my goodness, there's so many cards. Oh. Must have content. Much content, much love. Simple as that. I mean, I missed out on backing it when it was on Kickstarter, this game. And I sort of, sometimes I was like, I ummed and ahed about it. Maybe I didn't want it. And to get it now, obviously this is the retail version that we're unboxing. Yeah, brings back the excitement when you first see something on Kickstarter. It's very cool. So let's have a look at some of the enemies. The backs of the cards look like they're all the same. Big deck of enemy cards. Big deck. So we've got things like the Alien Commander, who's a boss. Spoiler alert, here we go. Aliens, 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 aliens. More alien cards. The artwork on this is very comic book. I love it. It's kind of sick. Mutant Rat. That looks nasty. Don't run into those too often. Mutants in general. Marauder mutants. Military Remnant. That's probably a bit of crazy guy. I'm just going to skip over some of these because they look like they're bosses. I'm going to spoil Laser Drone. Nice. Very much Fallout with the laser drone, but that's okay. And a Phalanx robot as well. Wow. Sick. Okay, I'm going to just try and pack this up as we go. As best I can. Oh my gosh, so many cards. I love it. Okay, what else we got? Looks like there could be more enemies in here. And some of these enemies, you know, have like 11 points of health. So they're going to take some serious killing. Okay, so we've got here, looks like different scenario cards. Different scenario cards and whatnot. For different events and different apocalypses that you face. Range cards. So to help you understand where you're shooting, obviously if it's close range, melee, short range, long range, where you stand on the board obviously affects what you can hit. And more enemy cards. Oh my goodness, so many enemies. I fear for my success with this game. More robots, what else we got? More bots, Robotic Scout. Again, the artwork on these cards is amazing. We are shooting in high def, so if you need to, you can always pause the video. If I go too fast. Zombie Spitters, that's very unpleasant. That's gross. So you can see here, that's a mid-range card, so that will do damage one space across in all orthogonal directions. Zombie Soldiers, oh, that guy's missing half his face. That's kind of gross, but I love it. I'm into the gore. Bring the gore, bring the gore! Oh no! Zombie Doggies! Ah, zombie doggos. Don't want to come across those in a dark alley. And walkers. The standard walker, we know all about those guys. Wow, like it, love it, love the shoes, love the bag, love everything about it, it's amazing. I have no idea how to actually play this yet. I mean, I've watched a couple of videos and things, but I think the more I go through the cards, the more pumped I'm getting about it all. So, you know, look, I'm fanboying a bit, but I make no apologies for that. If you have played this and you have a bit of experience with it, I'd love to know your thoughts. So pop a comment in the fields below, and I'll get back to you when I get a chance. It looks like these ones are just all search cards. So these ones obviously give you a different ability and boost, but they could also be enemies too. So you have to be very careful, obviously, what you go looking for in the wasteland. Food, vital resource, reduce your hunger by 1. Sounds good to me. Food by 2, food by 3, medical supplies to heal. Okay, so that explains what this is all about then. So blue for ammunition, I'll turn that the right way. Blue for ammunition, green for food, red for health. That makes perfect sense now. Ammunition's galore. Empty-handed, that sucks. Oh, the worst. Old newspapers documenting the end of the world. Nice. Dirty blankets, softer than the ground. I can see how that would work. Fuel, we talked about the fuel tokens before. Lots of fuel tokens. And then ambush. Oh, we don't want to draw these guys. And then we've got the scientist. Now this looks like it could be someone you need to find during the course of the game. Gosh, it's so many cards. No wonder the box was heavy. All right, let's have a look at some player characters. There are different folks. There's a surgeon, obviously, which will be good for healing. It looks like there is like a Tomb Raider-y Lara Croft wannabe. There's a fireman as well with his fire axe. It's obviously going to do some damage, so he'd be good in a melee situation. The tag on that has decided to not work, so I'm just going to get rid of it. The amount of plastic that I'm putting on the floor, for those of you who know where all the plastic goes, it's mounting up quite a bit. Okay, so let's see. Mechanic. There's 3 cards for the Mechanic. Hunter. Let's have a look. We've got Hunter. I probably won't go through all the decks because I do want to leave some surprises for you when you go through it on your own if you get a copy. Now, this one is not readily available on our website, but we are taking orders for specific things. So if you find something out there in the gaming world that it's not on our store, you can always hit us up at orders@hpgaming.com.au. If it's available and we can source it from our suppliers, we will get it in for you, and we will always price match too, which is awesome. So Hunter deck, each player gets their own survivor deck, which you can siphon through to try and help you with your abilities and damage and attacks. Backpacks, which allow you to carry more stuff. That's pretty straightforward. Flame arrows, nice. Deal 5 damage to a target. Okay, so those enemies that had 11 health, they don't stand a chance against some fire arrows. Mid-range bow, just standard bow attacks. A machete. Nice. I can imagine though, knowing my luck, I'll never be able to pull those cards when I actually need them. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm interested to see how they all work. I want to have a go with the veteran and the dog purely because he's got a dog, but also because I just like the idea of the style, the artwork on the cards. The fireman intrigues me. I wasn't really convinced with the hunter, but at the same time, looking through those cards, bring it. Here's the fireman deck. Nice artwork, as I talked about before. Fireman's stamina, which allows you to move and draw extra cards. That's going to be handy. Where's my axe? Energy drinks. Oxygen tank. If you shoot it, you do 4 damage. Nice. Flares for long range attacks. Allows you to attract all the monsters towards you. So if you want to save another survivor from getting eaten. Fire helmet to reduce damage. Ladders, lighters. Nice. Nice. The gunslinger. The gunslinger, that's this guy I showed you earlier. We've got all the different guns, grenades as well, why not? Tactical leadership, extra bonuses and things you can use. As I said, the artwork, I mean, yes, I know it's very comic, but I love it. It's so good. I love the artwork, I love the style, I love the shoes, love the bag, love it all. Bloody brilliant. Now, I think they've also got, with the decks, there's also player cards as well. And I'll try and show you some of those. The player cards, look like that. That's the one for the surgeon. And you've obviously got your hunger level there as well. And if you get down to the bottom where you amass enough hunger to reach that skull and crossbones, you will die of starvation in the wasteland. Not so great. Not so great. There's a mechanic card. The dog. Oh, the dog's a separate one. So maybe if you play as the veteran and the hunter, you get both. That's cool. So you could effectively team up and make it a 7-player game if you really wanted to. I like that. There's the veteran deck. Oh my gosh. Much content. And I haven't even got to the best part about it. I'll get to the best part in a second. I've got a surprise for you guys. Okay, so the veteran is just the picture of the dog on the back of the deck, which is nice. An homage to the pup, El Pup Grande. A Luger pistol. Yeah, I'm playing as a veteran. He's got a nice taste in weaponry. Mi Grand. Oh, gosh. Rifles. Dog tags. He's got a sick backstory. I can imagine making up my own backstory as I play the veteran. Incapacitate. Fetch, get the doggies, bring it back an arm. Oh my gosh, that's so good. If the dog is alive, reveal map tiles 2 away without triggering their effect so he can go scrounge up stuff for you. That's so cool. Get dat varmint. If the dog is alive, reduce hunger by 2 for the dog and the vet. Oh, come on, you can't go wrong. Sending a dog out to do the dirty work for you, love it. I know I would never do that in real life with my dog, but hey. Funnily enough, my dog is sleeping somewhere. She's very lazy, but that's okay. The mechanic deck we'll have a quick look at. You've got drone strikes, weapons checks, jump-starting cars. That's good. Oh, a nail bomb. Oh my gosh. Oh, I want to play with the mechanic as well, just so I can use the nail bomb. So I would burn through decks of cards to use a specific ability. And this is what gets me in things like Marvel Champions as well. I'll burn through the deck just to find a card that I know is superpowered that I want to use. And as a result, get absolutely thumped. and there'll be that 1 in maybe 20 times that'll actually work and pay off. But it's still so much fun. Love it. Handgun. Read the manual, says the mechanic. And allow for extra damage as well. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we'll have a quick look through the surgeon. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Steroid shot. Sounds good. I'll take 2. Adrenaline. Hippocratic oath. Never leave anyone behind. Restore 6 health to any player. That's handy as well. So the surgeon, the vet and the hunter could be a great combination of characters to take on. I imagine too, again, not having played the game and read through the rulebook in its entirety, I imagine too that the difficulty of the game is adjusted to suit the number of players. So I think if you have 3 people, obviously everything's going to be exponentially harder. But if you have the vet as one of them, you've also got the dog. So having the dog to be able to run errands for you and uncover parts of the map, that sounds pretty cool. I'm excited for that. All right, let's put those guys in there. All right, let's move all this to the side. Because, folks, I know what you like. I know your needs. Oh, I love the token bag, so good, so good. I know your needs, I know your desires. I understand, as a hardcore gamer, I understand and appreciate the need for completionism. As such, I'm going to leave that out because I dropped one of those on the floor. As such, today we are not just unboxing Maximum Apocalypse, we are unboxing all of the available expansions as well. Yes, that's right. You're very, very welcome. We're going to start with something a little bit extra. We're going to start with the expansion Kaiju Rising, which is of course bringing out things like Godzilla and all of the other monsters into your Maximum Apocalypse universe. You're very welcome. So this one adds extra expansions for characters. So 2 extra character classes to choose from, along with I think 4 different scenarios that you can play through too. 4 different apocalyptic variants. This plastic is going to be a little bit tricky. That was a bit too clean when it came off there. That's all right. Getting rid of it. Getting rid of it. Here we go. Oh my goodness, it's got standees, extra cards and components. I love it. I'm gonna pop those out straight away. Ah, interesting, interesting. So these ones are a little bit thicker than the ones in the core set. But that's cool, we like that. I'll pop those out too, and we're gonna put that straight onto the floor. Let's see what we've got in the box. I'm just going to cut these through because it looks like the pull tabs have gone a bit crazy and they're not doing what they should do. Kaiju Rising. Sounds great. I love it. That's like a movie and a half right there. I think that's the thing as well. This game is designed to play like a Hollywood blockbuster sci-fi action adventure. So you've got things like your scientists. Let's have a look at the backs of the cards first. Army Ranger, which is a new hero you can play as. If I can find the rest of his cards, there we go, have a look. Kaiju card tips, so how to play. Map tile cards, how it all works. Ooh, a new purple deck. We'll have a look at those in a minute. Extra mechs that you can use. Enemy cards, and the scientist, who's another character you can play as well. So this is a scientist here. 21 life points. And then obviously the hunger and everything else as well. The Army Ranger card, which is obviously to go with this guy. And then you've got things like the handgun. Chemical reaction cards. A stink bomb. A stink bomb, which returns all non-boss monsters, gets them out of the way for you, makes them run away in fear. Mutagen, mutate. Protective goggles. Oh, my eyes. See, goggles do nothing. Can't go anywhere with those Simpsons reference these days. Laptop, sulfuric acid, deal 4 damage up to 3 targets that are within range. Wow, that is nasty. Okay, miracle cure, deal 2 health to all players in range. Oh, and cure any status effects. That's nice. Long range binoculars as well. And then we've got the Army Ranger dude person. Army Ranger, who's a sharpshooter. So obviously each of the characters have their own abilities as well. The Army Ranger deck has flashlights, surplus ammo, grenades, flashbangs. This guy's literally just a walking army surplus store, covering fire. reconnaissance, hoof it to move spaces away, sniper rifle, oh my goodness, 6 damage to a target, remove a monster token from the map in range. Wow. Army helmet, yep. Was it chili suit? Yeah. Remote mines, that's cool too. Now I can't decide which character I want to play as. Let's have a look here at the enemies. Now some of these are probably going to be bosses, so spoiler alert, just for those of you who want to keep things secret, it's coming. Reveal, if the Kaiju is roaming, set this card aside. When you have 3 of these, place the Kaiju in front of you. Wow. Tail swipe from the Kaiju, fire breath, mass destruction, take 5 damage if you're in adjacent, and remove a map tile from the game. Wow, so the board shrinks as you play with the Kaiju. They destroy stuff, I love it. Heal, and then you've got the Scarab Beetle. This is the spoilers we're talking about. Scarab Kaiju, burn a card. Short range for the Behemoth, and then you've got the Storm Gora. Wow, sick. Awesome. And then the purple deck of cards, which look like, I mean, the backs of these look like they're for the different mechs that are here. These give you obviously robot powers. So let's just have a look at those quick sticks. So the robot cards, obviously you may be able to take control of those to help you fight the Kaiju, which may be very necessary. Different cards do different things. I can imagine you can get things like, obviously the missiles, then you've got rail guns, flamethrowers, robot punch, and a chest cannon. I mean, hey, everyone needs a good chest cannon. Wow, that's awesome. Lots of options there. And just add, I mean, the base game has heaps in it, but having that as an expansion, there's a lot of content. And I think it's going to be difficult. I think we'd have to work out a way, maybe the tiles can lay on top to sort of keep everything in the box. But yeah, that should fit into the box, the main box, quite nicely. But that's not all. Yes, we've had a look at Kaiju Rising, and that looks very, very exciting. But because we're awesome, and because I love you, we're also going to be unboxing the Gothic Horrors Deluxe expansion for Maximum Apocalypse as well. He says, staring frantically at the time. We have got an event on today, so for Keyforge, so I'm moving along as quickly as I can, as I said. So this one allows you to, I think you could actually use this, I don't think you can use this expansion just on its own, but it obviously does allow you to have a few extra bits and pieces as well. Let's have a look and see what we've got in the box here. Oh my goodness, I'm going to stack that there. Oh my goodness, there's a whole brand new rulebook. So maybe the deluxe expansion is a standalone expansion as well. Let's have a look. Lots of tokens. It looks like it must be, because you've got a whole new set of tiles, 3 new survivors. No, it's not a deluxe, it's not a standalone. Not a standalone. But it does have more tokens for obviously more monsters with extra counters and powers. Oh, there is another 3. Maybe there is a whole new set of players. But you've also got a whole new set of Gothic characters, Gothic locations for the maps as well. Gosh, that changes the game exponentially, because you could effectively shuffle all those in, and then your base game's going to have those extra components as well, which is awesome. Again, oh, this is good. That's cool. Token bag, monster bag, put them all in there, or wherever the case may be. That's going to come in handy. And then we've got here extra Kaiju tokens. Extra Kaiju stuff. I mean, hey, why not? Why not? So this might be a good way to actually store the rest of the components in just the 2 larger boxes. Depending on, obviously, what's involved. I still haven't unboxed everything yet. Kaiju, Scientist, Army Ranger, Priest, Ronin. There's a Ronin character. Cthulhu Mythos. Can't go wrong. Vampires. Alternating from day to night, yokai, rapture, dinosaurs, adventurers, and then you've got a couple of extra bits and pieces there as well. So these must be player identity cards, as well as, I don't know, maybe they're event cards, I'm not quite sure. But they're big, they're durable, and they've got a nice matte finish, which is cool. Let's put those to the side, and then we've got huge decks of cards. So we'll just pop those just there. Oh, more enemies, more characters, more moreness, which I love. Let's have a look. Let's do it opening here. Again, if you've played the Gothic Horrors expansion, if you've played Kaiju, if you've played all these, can you let us know what your preference is on the expansions and how you sort of find the different components, what works for you. Nice purple deck of cards there. And then we've got these ones here which have different locations on them as well, looks like. Navigation cards tell you which direction to go. And they've also got different effects and things on them too. So Enrage, Horde, Resurrection, obviously ways to affect the game in different ways. And then you've got different, looks like this could be for the Cthulhu mythos, hallucination cards. Wow. Wow, love it. Let's get through the enemies, and then we'll have a look at the other characters that are in the decks, I should say. So much plastic on the floor. Oh, so the priest, this isn't, he's got a few extra bits here. Let's put him to one side for 1 second. Cthulhu. Oh my goodness, mummies, cultists. More cultists, hunting horrors. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Kaiju, Oni. Yeah, I'm pretty safe to say that I'm pretty stoked to get into this one. Oh, that was good. That one worked. More Oni. Oh my god, I can't even pronounce half of these. Kitsune, Tengu, Japanese horror, Frankenstein. These are more traditional monsters. Succubus, vampires, ghouls, werewolf. There we go, getting into more familiar territory now. And then we've got here, let's see what we've got in amongst this. You know what, I'm just going to get rid of those. And I'm going to quickly open this one as well. So this is the priest deck in there. More map tiles for the scenarios, more search cards, empty-handed cards, enemy ambush cards, blow darts, dynamite, chalice, things you've got to acquire and find throughout the course of the game. And then we've got here the priest deck, staff, rosary beads, holy book, desert eagle, a priest is packing. I love it. I love it. That's cool. Communion, exorcism, blessing. Everything you'd expect from a lovely priesty kind of guy. And then we've got here a defensive stance and an offensive stance. So that must depend on, I should hold that the right way, sorry. Depending on the Ronin character. Flip the different card, flip the stance card as an action. Oh, there's more of the priest deck. Protective wards, collar, priest collar, arcane knowledge. It'd be great in Arkham Horror. Prayer, love it. And then the Ronin, who runs around kicking butt and taking names. Kabuto masks, katana blades, Sengu. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that the characters, all the Japanese lore, you'd need the Ronin to take them on. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't stand much of a chance. Bushidos. Meditation. Demon blade. Yes, please. Sounds good to me. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. What have I forgotten? That looks like it's it. There is more expansions on the way for Maximum Apocalypse as well, so keep touch base on the website every now and again. You'll see when we have them in stock, if we decide to stock them. This one, as I said, isn't on the website, so please by all means jump in and let us know if you want us to get one in for you, because we can do that. Very excited to get this to the table and see how it all works. By all means, stay tuned for that. And let us know what you think. If you think this is something you're interested in, or if it's something else that maybe we would prefer over this, let us know. And obviously click the subscribe button and the notifications button so you get notified whenever we post a new video, and we open to suggestions as well. Once more, thank you to all of our Patreons for their work and subscription and their support, because ultimately it means that we get to keep producing content like this. Hope you enjoyed it all. If you have any questions, obviously pop them in the comments below. I'll get back to them when I can. Until then, folks, keep playing amazing games, have fun, and we'll see you back at the table very, very soon. Bye for now.